It's your girl Bella. We're back with another episode of Cheaper Than Therapy. This week we have a special guest, and I'm gonna let you introduce yourself because you have like 700 different names. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself, what you do.
Alrighty. What's up, everyone? What do I say? My name is Brooke. You can call me AyeBrooke. Well, you can call me Brooke. Yeah. Anybody else, you can call me AyeBrooke. That's what I go by. I am a jack of all trades, so to speak. I do a bunch of different things, but I think what I'm known for is the content space.
Yes.
That's what it's known as now.
Yes.
When I first started doing it, it was the vlog. And I started doing the Tangy Chronicles, which is no different than what you do. And yeah. And that's pretty much what I'm doing now.
The Tangy Chronicles.
Different.
It's just different.
Yes.
It's elevated.
Very much so.
Okay. So we're going to keep that on the back. We're going to touch that again later. We're going to touch that a little bit later. So the running number one thing that I've been starting with and that I'll have with my guests. The first question, we're always going to start off high. What is the best thing that has happened to you in the last week? Just back 7 days. What's the best thing that has happened to you in the last week?
The best thing that has happened to me in the last week. Ooh, the last 7 days. So let me get my bearings together because 7 days ago, which was what date?
7 days ago. I don't want to say when we're recording, but
Yeah,
7 days ago. So 7 days ago.
7 days ago. I feel like in the past 7 days,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
the best thing that's happened to me, probably the news, probably interacting with the lady is what we'll call her.
Yes.
That was definitely one of the best things that happened to me.
Okay, great. I'm trying to get her on.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the best things that happened to me this week. As well as, I felt like it was something else. And I don't want to miss it. I don't want somebody to see the show and be like, you don't remember when that happened?
It's okay.
So much stuff happens, even in 24 hours.
Right. So I am a spiritual person. And so this is a long time coming though, right? So she's been in the content creator space for a long time, way longer than me. My stint as far as wanting to be seen, as far as being in front of the camera has been a short 4 years. Like it just hit 4 years, maybe about March this year, because we're in 2024. So she's been doing this a long time, and at this point, it's literally it's not even fake. Like we're in the same social media circles, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, really. And I, as she can contest, have never truly had a problem with engaging with someone. I had never really met her until maybe like officially earlier this year when we were like at Red Lobster, supporting somebody else behind the bar, right? So that's how we actually met because I think before that it was just a brief interaction at Dougie's funeral.
Yeah.
It wasn't how we are now.
Yeah.
And so guys, this is Brooke and I'm Bella, and when you see us out, that's how we introduce ourselves. And I'm Brooke and this is Bella, and there's some good stuff coming out of this. When you get two women in a space, as always, that's male dominated, and you see what can be changed, you see what can be done, and then people take your ideas and they move around as if it was their idea. And this is like basically the official announcement to say that it's like no more, like it's up. So it's up and it's stuck with everybody that's gonna see this, that ever comes back to this episode. I want y'all to know, like, we're coming to take over everything. Hello. Okay, so I'm gonna move on with my list of questions so we can keep going, because this is like the cousins couch. This is therapy. We gonna get into some stuff. So, a current challenge you're facing, and how are you coping with that? What is a current challenge that you're willing to share with the public?
A current challenge that I'm willing to share with the public currently is probably people not really respecting my time. I used to make myself available to people, and I don't do that anymore. Not to the capacity in which I used to. A total yes girl. I don't really tell people no often, at least not before.
So now give me an example, a recent example where somebody played with your time where you was like, enough. And did you tell them that like, yeah, you're done, or did you just note it in your head and you're like, yeah, I'm good?
This was recently, actually, after art all night.
Oh.
And then I had a friend, and we kind of got into a little back and forth about, and I think it was just a thing of just that he's just not used to seeing that side of me.
So you set boundaries.
Very much so. Well, it really wasn't a boundary. It was more so I'm not available. So typically, I wouldn't mind hanging out. Like, I'ma hang out, I'm outside. When I'm outside, I'm usually outside until I can't be outside anymore.
Yes.
And this past weekend, it was not the case. I had an option to go in the house, and that's what I chose to do. And initially, I think they just weren't happy with that because they're used to me being like, oh, I'm out. Okay,
we outside.
Yeah.
We outside. Oh, okay. So they was like, oh, you're not outside with me? Like, what's up with you?
Yeah. And I was like, well, y'all got to get used to this newer me. And not to mention, being outside at my age is different than being outside even 5 years ago.
Right.
Like, it's
Do you want to
different.
share your age?
Oh, yeah, I don't mind. 43. I have to think about it sometimes.
You're 43 or you turning 43?
No, I'm 43 currently.
43.
Because this is what, 2024?
2024.
Yeah.
And you got a birthday coming up.
Yup.
We got a birthday coming up. So, I mean, you see the face, you see the body. That's 43 for you right there, okay? So, basically what we're learning is that she's back. All new AyeBrooke coming through, and you're going to respect her time. That's what we're getting so far. All right.
Yes.
So, we're going to keep moving on. So, we went with challenges, right? So now we're going to get into your accomplishments. What is a recent accomplishment? And I'm not putting a 7-day marker on it, big or small, that you're proud of.
Yes. I'm actually proud of the fact, and this may seem very small, but
big or small.
I am not as consistent as I would like to be with dropping content. And this is probably the most consistent I've been, and thanks to you, that I have been, even consciously reminding myself and setting reminders that I need to put something out. Even if it's content from a year ago that nobody has ever seen.
They don't even know.
It gets dropped.
Right.
So I'm very proud of that. I feel like I'm taking a step in the right direction.
Good. So, y'all, as I said, we're here to take over. And so as we sit and powwow and think about everything that we want to do, I said, hey, to apply for certain programs, to do certain things, you can be a nano influencer and get all kinds of deals. But when you have a larger following and good engagement, it makes it a little bit easier to get brand deals. So I said, hey, how did you get this amount of followers? Because your followers on this particular site, it's big, right? And she has a good following. And so she was like, oh, engagement and posting every day. So I just completed my 30 for 30 challenge where I did 30 straight days of posting because of her. So it's so crazy how it works in a loop to where it's just like, well, I asked you how you did it, I did it, and you're like, well, I need to get back on my you know what I'm saying, grind and do the same thing again. So that's what's up. We are here and we are motivating each other, and
Yes.
we're doing what we need to be doing to get where we going.
Absolutely.
And again, I cannot emphasize enough that whenever y'all watch this, and then when you see what's coming, you're gonna be so amazed. Okay, let's start getting into the nitty gritty of Brooke.
Okay.
What is a relationship you would like to improve? And it doesn't. It can be whatever type of ship. And I tell everybody whenever they're watching this, when I say relationship, I don't always mean romantic. A relationship is just dealings between two people, no matter who those two people are. So it can be whoever. But what is a relationship that you would like to improve on?
That's a very good question.
I think I've kind of stumped you almost every question except for the accomplishment one, and that's what I wanted to do on this couch, because we sit and we talk all the time, and we talk till I don't have a voice no more. So I wanted to take this just a different direction and ask you some things that's different than our regular conversations.
I think full transparency, out of all the ships that I'm currently involved in,
ships.
I think my most important one that I would love to work on is probably my relationship with my youngest daughter. We've had our issues since she started, I guess, puberty.
And she's what age now?
17.
So, as a mother of a teen, my heart goes out to us. And it's not even just daughters, but I know we're talking about your daughter.
Yeah.
But as a teen, because I know everything, but you don't know nothing. But keep going. So that's the one you want to work on.
That is the one that I want to work on the most.
Okay.
And I think we are doing good. We definitely talk way more than we did in the past, 2 years. Because 2 years ago, we didn't like each other. Like, full transparency.
Yeah.
She didn't really like me, and I didn't like her either.
Right. And so I think that now, right, a lot of mothers are being very transparent about their feelings and motherhood, because a lot of mothers before us, they just put up and they shut up, and they didn't truly say, okay, well, you're making me feel this way. But I also think that comes from everybody going to therapy. Now we have therapy. Now we have group sessions. Now we have this. Well, how do you feel? And da-da-da-da. So it's just like, now we get the opportunity to say, hey, I love you, but I don't like you right now. So I need you to go ahead and go sit in your room for a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I think, although some people may say, why would you say that to your daughter? I think that's a healthy, to me, boundary, because recently in this area, and I touched on it in the last episode just very briefly, I wasn't ready to talk about it. There was a mother who, on social media, I know Talika, everything was peachy keen, roses and rainbows, and then she turns around and her face is blasted on every news channel for shooting her daughter in the back of her head. So it's like, if you don't have the capacity to say, hey, step away from me for a second, because it doesn't ever have to get that far.
Yeah.
And I think that we touched on prior generations, not so much this generation, of that saying is, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. Like, that is really, that saying alone is crazy to me. Like, because now it's like it's up and it's stuck. Because why would you say that, right?
Why would you even be that angry at your own kid? To even take it that far where you want to take them out. Because as women, we deal with a lot of stuff from all people.
Yes.
And like let's just put it into the context of heterosexual relationships.
Okay.
We take a lot of things from men. And we don't never say, let me take that back. Some of us aren't willing to go to the point of where we're going to kill him based on how he treated us, right? Or how he treated
That's
you
why
as
they
a
have
woman.
the shows like Snapped and all those other shows.
Absolutely.
On ID.
So why would you take it there with your own child?
Right. And so the article said something along the lines of, it was argument that turned physical. And then as the child was walking down the steps, that's when she was shot. So also in retreat, we're no longer in a physical altercation. Your life is not in danger. Walking down the steps. What for what? Right? So it's a really mind-boggling case because it's just like, bruh, how could you ever?
Yeah, because don't get me wrong. I've definitely wanted to send my daughter to the upper room with an uppercut.
Send my daughter to the upper room with an uppercut.
That's gonna be the name of the episode, to the upper room with an uppercut.
Man, oh man. It's something about these girls. I'm not a boy mom, so I can't relate. But with girls, woo, they really do challenge you.
They challenge you.
Very, very much so. They tell you what they're not going to do as if they have options. And I've come to realize that in today's society, kids do have options. And I think it's because us as parents, we gave them to them because our parents limited the options with us.
Yes.
We weren't allowed to have an opinion about certain things. About a lot of things actually as kids, and whereas these kids feel like they have the option to, like, they're a person too. But I'm like, yeah, you're a person too. You are a person, but you're also a child. And I am a person I'm the type of parent, and this may be very old school, but I want you to stay a kid as long as possible.
Yes.
You only have 18 years to be a child.
That's it.
You have the rest of your life after that to be an adult.
Yeah.
So 18 years is not a long time. So enjoy that time.
Compared to the rest of your life, no, it is not.
I've definitely been an adult longer than I was a child. And the stresses are different.
Yeah, the stresses are different.
So I'm just like, stay in the child's place. Be a child. If I give you a responsibility, a task, or if I tell you can't do something, no, you can't go over Sean's house or Kevin's house
an hour.
or whomever. Yeah, okay.
Because what are you doing in an hour? Like, let's be
and that's such a specific time.
Yes. Yes, but because now my wheels are turning. What are you doing?
Exactly.
Because what have you calculated before to just spend time? Because we ain't never spent just an hour together, and we not in no type of shit besides friendship. Okay. So what do you mean an hour?
Yeah. So I'm just not with a lot of things, and she felt like compared to my oldest daughter, and not to really compare them to because they're different.
Yeah. I understand that.
They have some distance between them in age, but I'm like, I'm not allowing you to do whatever it is that you want to do. And if that's the reason why you don't like me anymore, I'm cool with that.
Because it's going to change. We know it's going to change.
Exactly.
But you don't understand that right now because all you hear is no, 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 no. And you're not understanding people protecting you. And there's that. But we're going to go a little bit lighter. We're going to go a lot bit lighter. And we're going to get into you a little bit. So, are you in a relationship?
I am not.
So, you're single?
Yes.
You're single. Okay. So, since you're single, are you dating people?
I'm dating.
How many people on your roster? Let's go. We on the couch. Let's talk about it. Like we gonna. If you're not comfortable with it, it's
technically
okay.
Technically, I only have one person on the roster. Technically, because
men.
Yeah, he's showing that he's interested in whatever type of companionship I have to offer. I think I'm saying that right. Nobody else is really doing that.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else who is trying to really get on the roster wants to have sex with me.
Straight up.
And that's cool and all. Like, at least your intentions are up front. Like,
right.
I know what's up. But that ain't really what I'm just trying to do.
Right.
Like,
they're not trying to date you. They're not trying to take you places.
Yes.
They're not trying to do all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody wanted to get on your roster.
Yes.
How would they get on your roster in a good way? Like, what would they do? Because you're out and about all the time.
Right.
Right. So would you want them to approach you in person? Do you want them to be socially awkward and slide in your DM? Like, would you even take a DM from someone that has seen you out in person instead of them saying in your face, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Let's go out. Like, how do you want men to approach you?
I think if you only know me through social media, like that's our only interaction, that's probably the worst way for you to connect with me. Because your DM is probably going to go unanswered. And not because, you know, I'm just doing the girl thing or whatever and just ignoring you. It's just that my DMs are flooded with like people who I really actually talk to, and who, you know, my real friends are in my DMs, and that's how we communicate. We don't always
send stuff back and forth all day.
text or call all day long. We in each other's DMs, sending memes, all types of stuff. I may even call them on like Instagram in the DMs, because it's kind of like a group chat. It's simple. I don't have to worry about Androids versus iPhones and stuff like that.
Right. Everything come through clear.
So I think the best way to get up on me is to approach me in person. And then we can get a feel, because I may look different to you online. And you may look different to me.
Yeah, because men are ugly in pictures. Men are ugly on social media. Y'all take the camera's here, it's under here. I probably done hit the mic. Y'all have to, like, so let me just put this out there. If you want good pictures taken, okay, you can hit either one of us for your social media, honestly. Take my picture. You know what I'm saying? This is AyeBrooke, a.k.a. Take My Picture on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So if you need your social media to look way better so you can get, you know, and not catfish us, hit us up, because we'll do that for you. Because like I said, y'all are ugly in your pictures. You have no idea on how to take pictures. We're going to stick with social media real quick.
Okay.
How has social media impacted you both positively and negatively?
Oh shoot, positively, that's easy. It's exposed me to people who I probably would have never met outside of social media. I'm able to interact with my tribe. Yeah. I'm able to interact with my audience. It's probably one of my favorite forms of communication. So in that aspect, it's definitely affected me. It has put me in rooms that I probably, or I don't know if I would have been in those rooms had it not been for social media. Yeah. It gets me recognized on a different level that, you know, prior to me being this person on social media, I didn't have that. So that's on the positive side.
Yes, let's talk about the negative.
On the negative side, I think it's the exposure or the ease of access that people have to me. I don't like that. Just because we know each other on social media does not mean we really know each other. I only share what I want to share. I like to be funny and play jokes and stuff on social media. I like to say things that probably don't apply to my actual life. Or just express an ideology, or I may post a meme that I find funny, but you perceive it as to be like an extension of who I am. And I think those lines get blurred a lot. So
because they're not coming up and talking to you. Because they only want to be in your DM. Because y'all don't know how to speak to women in public. Oh, man.
That whole just staring at me, I don't like that. Like, men, please stop doing that. Like, don't just stare at me. Like, come and say something to me. I do not bite. I'm not a freaking alien. And I don't believe in hard rejection. So I'm never going to be like, oh, nigga, get the F out my face. Right. I'm never going to do that, or like carry you, or, you know, make you feel like you're subservient, or like you're less of a person. Yeah. I'm never going to do that. Okay. I might reject you, but it's going to be a soft rejection. You know,
like, nobody's gonna know.
I'm not interested, or like,
no,
oh,
thank you.
you cool.
I'm famous for saying no, thank you. They're like, oh, you got a boyfriend? No, thank you. Oh, can I get you? No, thank you. Would you like to? No, thank you. What you mean? No, thank you. That's the softest rejection that I could give, and it's like I'm zipping, like, because I'm looking at you. Like, by the time you say something to me, I've already seen your teeth and your shoes, and no, thank you. And that's me. Right? So my grandmother has instilled in me. So my grandfather was R.I.P. Big Nate. He was a pharmacist and a dentist, okay? So he was a pharmacist and a dentist. And if you think that I don't come from a line of men that take care of their women, because he was I'm going to say it one more time for y'all. You know how much school that is? He was a pharmacist and a dentist. He was a surgeon of dentistry, okay? So he was smart. I also, in order to do pharmaceutical numbers, then turn around and be a surgeon, you were laser focused on a lot of different things. Those are not similar. So yeah, he was that. So my grandmother always said you pay attention to two things, and that's how you tell a lot about somebody, no matter who it is, and it's their teeth and their shoes. If they can't keep their teeth clean and white and together, and if they can't keep their shoes clean and their laces clean, then that's not someone you need to talk to. So I think that's solid advice, no matter what generation you're in, and no matter what gender you are. Like teeth and shoes, like, and that goes both ways, because if your heels are run down, or even if you have on tennis shoes as a woman and your shoes are not clean, that says a lot about you, especially your laces.
Yeah. Yep.
You gotta clean them laces, right? Girl, we can get into a lot of things. I got a few more questions for you. Sure. Okay, so I'm gonna stay on social media real quick, and then we're gonna get into some other stuff. So on social media, we've had this conversation slightly. It's hard to talk to someone almost every day and then not touch topics, because you know they're going to be on the couch. You know they're going to support you. And speaking of support and social media, the people that you know, no names, for legal reasons. Okay. How do you feel about the people that you know that don't support you on social media? When you say all y'all have to do is like, share, subscribe, engage, and they don't do it. How do you, this is a two-part question, because I know how I feel and I'm feeling some type of way, so I'm going to just run with it. Okay. How do you feel about the people that come up to you and be like, oh, I saw your little commercial, but you know they didn't like it. You know they didn't share it. So how do you, the lack of support from people that you know, that is in your contacts, how do you feel about that on, in regard to social media, and them knowing, right, specifically that she's trying to do something in the content world?
Yep, because that's important. I don't like it. Just straight up. I feel like this. It is not even a feeling. I know it to be true. If we can exchange content from other people all day long, and when it comes to my content, you can't share it. You can't even share it amongst your followers, 12 followers you may have, because now I'm questioning, why is that? Is it because you don't agree with what I'm doing? Because depending on where you come from in your life, this whole social media thing is not a reality for a lot of people. They think it's like a pastime. It's a hobby. And even if it was, it's still something that I take seriously. So I would love for my immediate circle to support what I do, and not just say it, or not just show up for certain things and not for everything, because the social media part is free.
The social media part is free.
You don't have to get out of your bed. You don't have to talk to anybody.
You don't.
You just click like. You comment. It doesn't even have to be words.
Yeah, an emoji.
It can be emojis.
So what you guys, I don't know if I even touched this on another one of my episodes or whatever, but what you guys don't understand is that because we are trying to take this to another level. And we are reaching out to brands, and we are reaching out trying to get these deals and support. So Cousin's Couch can be in a bigger studio, in a bigger place,
Okay.
With different types of mics and a different type of background, right? In order for them to say, we're going to give you $14,000 worth of equipment, they have to see that the engagement is there. So even if it's just an emoji, that's engagement.
Yep.
And so they have software. We don't give them these analytics. They have software because our pages are open. It's specific for creators. And they just go in and type in our name. And that's just that's part of something that we sign up for, being a creators page. And they are able to run our analytics. So when you guys don't engage with us, it's almost like you being a hater and stopping our bag, because this is what we want to do, if I'm being honest, and in my opinion, for us, right? Because there is money to be made in this. And so what's so crazy is that it's new. This is a new genre of work. This wasn't always around. This is not your pharmacist. This is not your dentist. This is not your, a teacher. This is new, where people are getting brand deals. For one brand deal, I know this, I don't know her personally, but the young lady not too long ago, 20 bands from Dove. That was one. And she did several in a month. So her rent or mortgage or whatever is paid for a few months, while she can move around and get other work and get other stuff lined up. So when you're trying to get these deals, we just want y'all to know that you have to engage, and that's the best way to help us.
Agreed.
Is just drop an emoji. So when we're asking questions, when we're doing the polls, we need y'all to interact.
And I would also like to say, content creation, on any level, especially in the social media space, is not the same as being in Hollywood.
No.
There's a difference. The main difference is Hollywood has the structure. Social media content creation doesn't have structure. The structure changes on a daily basis. What used to work, say like for instance, even hashtags.
Yeah.
That used to be a really big thing, even before Reels became popular.
Yeah.
Now, you don't necessarily need the hashtags. It's just keywords. So it's like things are changing every day. So just because I have a system or structure set in place doesn't mean that I still cannot benefit from my audience. Because at this point, I'm like, what's the point of you following me? What are you following me for if you're not going to engage? I don't even have a problem with, like, somebody reached out to one of my other associates and said something about my name. They always see my name attached to like things dealing with music, because that's my passion. Okay, and why wouldn't you? I want you to see my name.
Right. So what was the problem? What was the purpose of saying that?
I don't know. I guess just to put that person on notice. Like I absolutely don't even know what the point was. But I'm like, first of all, it's called social networking. I'm not just there for the entertainment.
Hello.
I've already gotten enough entertainment value damn near my whole entire life. I grew up as a TV and music junkie. So any forms of media that came through the TV and that came through the radio, I'm already on it. I'm in a space right now where I can create my own content, and I don't have to go through the Hollywood studios to do it.
Right. Yes, that is correct. You don't have to go through
So
the Hollywood
I'm like,
studios.
It's very person to person. It's very like, you got to touch the people. And if I made a difference in your life, if I made you laugh today, if I took your mind off of something that you were stressing about, what's so hard about pressing the like, the follow,
Let me tell you something.
anything?
Right. So we're going to go back just a little bit. Before we even met, speaking of music, we're going to go back. Every Valentine's Day, let me tell y'all how much y'all don't love me and how much I don't like y'all. Every Valentine's Day, she would, I don't know if you did it this year, she used to put out an ad and it'll say, send me your person's name, I'll make a song, a personalized song for them. Not one of y'all ever bought me a song. Not one of y'all ever bought me a personalized song. And I took offense every year. And every year that she advertised it, I would repost it in the hopes that one of y'all, and that's why I'm single, because none of y'all ever bought me a personalized song from her. Do you still do that?
I still do.
She still does that.
And not just on Valentine's Day, anniversaries, birthday.
Any day.
The person is no longer here. Maybe
Ooh.
rest in peace.
I love that.
Thing. So
I love that.
any type of memorial, dedication, this person means something to me. I want to cuss this person out.
Ooh.
And I don't have
Tia.
the right words to say. Other than I can say them for you.
Right, okay.
So
we're going from social media to your music and content creating.
Yes.
And so with all of that tied together into a beautiful braid, because that's 3 different things that I said, 1, 2, 3. What does success look like for you putting all of that together?
Great question. Success to me looks like, I am making the most of my time, meaning I can do whatever I want with my time when I want.
That's wealth. That's what I feel like that is. That's wealth.
I didn't always feel that way. Success to me looked like I lived in a big house, that I had XYZ, I had money, I had access to a lot of material things. And for me nowadays, and don't get me wrong, because a girl likes nice things.
We love nice things.
I like to, I aspire to live comfortably the way that I would like to live. Oh, okay.
Keep going. I'm just ad-libbing. Keep going.
So, but now, like, time means everything to me.
Yeah.
And that's why lately I've been spending time doing the things that I really want to do.
Yes.
And that what everybody else sees fit for me, or how I should best utilize my time. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
Because I don't get those hours back. I don't get that time back. Even with dating and relationships. Yeah, okay, I'm out kicking it with you, and then what? What did we just do? I'm not asking to be like married right away. But at the same time, like, if you did not make a decision on how we're going to move forward within our first encounter, then
you're not going to monopolize my time.
Absolutely not.
How about that? How about that? I got like 3 more questions.
Okay.
But we just gonna see how it rolls. Okay. So let's see. I'll start with, because it will roll into this. How do you handle setbacks and disappointment?
Not very well. It depends.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends on the setback. If it's a financial setback, there's a lot of regrouping, and I actually stress out first. So I have to go through the whole stressing out part, whether that means crying it out, sleeping the day away, eating the day away.
Eating it away. What's your favorite stress food, real quick? Favorite stress food, real
French
quick.
Fries.
Okay, French fries. Keep going.
And
you love a potato.
Very much so. Oh my God. If, in any
love
form too, I love steak fries. If anybody is listening, yeah, I love steak fries, crinkly fries, shoestring fries.
Okay.
Baked potatoes with everything on it and no pork. And yeah,
no
so
pork.
that
Chives?
Yep.
Okay, that's everything on it. That's what's up. Okay, so we gotta move on. And a lesson you recently learned?
A lesson that I recently learned?
Yes.
I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned recently is that I'm that girl.
Hello. Okay.
It may be hard for you all to believe this, but it's true.
It's true.
I am that girl. When I walk into rooms, I notice how people interact with me, how they look at me.
Yes.
Certain things that I don't think I necessarily paid attention to before. I see that you are noticing. I see that you are checking. These are the same people that are watching that are not interacting. Ooh. They're ghost watching. Ooh. And they're building a little catalog on who you are and what you're doing or what I'm doing. So yeah, that is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned this year, especially.
Remember when I said the other day, I've been playing, like, I'm old. I've been playing Mike Jones. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. And the crazy part is that, like, I know I'm hot. You know you hot. And the way, when we walk into a room together all summer, all summer, we've been testing the waters in spaces. And how people react to us being together. And they're like, what y'all doing together? Oh, y'all together? And their faces, it's almost like jaws drop, but they don't. Like, they get stuck a little bit. And since we have been making sure that we are showing up, because that's what we have to do, is get up, dress up, show up. Sidebar, if y'all need us anywhere, we host, we do panels, we moderate, we do all of that. We also just show up. We're vibe curators. But y'all see us. And with all of that being said, she's that girl. So we're going to end it with this question right here.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be sad. We're just going to end it right here. Advice to your younger self.
Oh. Advice to my younger self. Everything that you have in your mind that you would like to be, do it. I don't care how many people are telling you that you shouldn't. I don't care if the people who you would like to be the most supportive aren't supporting you. Have the confidence to go out there and do it anyway.
Do it anyway. And do it immediately. And that's one of the things that I always preach to people. Also, because I do death work. I do grief work. You have to live. And you can't live with the regrets, because then when you're on your deathbed, you'll have the regrets of, I should have, I could have, I would have if it wasn't this or that, and you have to live. So her advice is, as soon as, the reason why you get the idea is because you can do it. It can be obtained. And it might not what we call now microwave instant, but if you work towards it and you do it, you can obtain it. And so don't put yourself on the back burner. Always root for yourself. Always love yourself. Always be your number one fan. And when the opportunity is supposed to present itself, it does. It does. And so I just want to say thank you for coming to sit on the couch.
Thanks for the invitation.
Oh my goodness, this was fun. How did it feel being in the hot seat instead of being the interviewer?
I actually like it.
Okay.
Because you see, one thing about women, I feel like women ask the right questions. You men don't. You don't know what questions to ask.
Right.
You think everything is sexual and like, we're going to talk about sex all day long.
All day long.
But what else?
Right.
Because we got to get to the sex part.
We got to get to the sex part. We're trying to, but you're not. We can't even get past the first conversation. Oh my goodness! So this was another episode of Cheaper Than Therapy, brought to you by me. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode with AyeBrooke. Tell them where they can find you, and then we gonna be done.
Cool. You can find me. My current favorite
social media
platform is Twitter.
Okay. Oh.
Yes, it's Twitter, believe it or not, because it's words. So it's AyeBrooke, AyeBrooke. There's a E at the end of my name. It's no S. It's no nothing weird. It's E. You can find me on Instagram if you want to see what I look like. Sometimes. It's AyeBrooke DC. I am AyeBrooke 202 on TikTok. I am AyeBrooke on YouTube. Pretty much, if you search AyeBrooke, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be the main person that pops up. So yeah, check me out.
Check her out, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.